100 days. Remember to tag at TVC News NG. The Federal High Court in Lagos granted bail in the sum of 10 million naira to a celebrity bartender, Pascal Okechukwu, popularly known as Cubana Chief Priest, following his not guilty plea to a Naira abuse charge. He also submitted a preliminary objection challenging the jurisdiction of the court to hear the matter. The defendant pleaded not guilty to the 3-count charge filed against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and a preliminary objection was filed by the defendant to challenge the charge on various grounds, which could either be a challenge to the jurisdiction of the court and thereby seek the dismissal of the charge. The defendant is to pay the sum of 10 million naira, provide 2 sureties, one of which must have a landed property. We understand that the bail conditions must also be met within 7 days, as against the 14 days requested by the counsel to the defendant. The court has now set the 2nd of May for the commencement of trial, which is coming days after the cross-dresser Idris Okuneye was sentenced to a 6-month imprisonment for the same offense. Well, we're following this development very closely, as the EFCC now says that it's even investigating more celebrities in this regard, particularly following the development with Bobrisky, who actually pleaded guilty. We're turning our attention to the clean notes policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria on the show today, and we believe it's implemented with the aim in mind to enhancing the visual appeal and what they call the durability of the banknotes in circulation, and that's as stated on the official website of the Apex Bank. According to the CBN, the objective is to guarantee that the Naira banknotes in circulation, as stated on the official website of the bank, maintains a high standard of quality, enabling them to be easily processed and accepted by the general public. Well, let's get back to finding more updates on what transpired in court today. I'm joined by Olamide Adeyemi, who was in court. So we saw Pascal Okechukwu, also known as Cubana Chief Priest, seeing the four walls of the court, perhaps for the first time on this case. Walk us through what really happened, what we haven't seen yet on the camera.
All right, so basically you've seen most of what happened because I was in court throughout this process. Well, like you read, I was at the Federal High Court today for the arraignment of another popular Instagram influencer. Recall that 2 weeks ago I was also in court for the arraignment of a popular cross-dresser, Idris Okuneye, also known as Bobrisky, who pleaded guilty. And that's where we see the disparity in these cases, because one individual pleaded guilty to 4-count charges. Remember that the EFCC struck out count 5 and 6, bordering on money laundering, the remaining 4 charges bordering on Naira abuse on this case. And it was handed down a 6-month sentence. Now, following this, today, Pascal Okechukwu, popular bartender, like we know on Instagram, is quite popular. If you are familiar with that social media app, he pleaded not guilty to 3 of these charges on 3 different occasions. And if I'm allowed to read the 3-count charge, which was filed by Mr. Arotimi Oyedepo SCN, who was representing the EFCC, is alleged that Okechukwu Pascal, on February 13, 2024, at a hotel within the jurisdiction of the court, while dancing during a social event, tampered with funds in the denomination of 500 Naira notes. On another date, it also mentioned that in 2020, he also tampered with funds, 500 Naira notes also. And on another date, that's January 2024, in Lagos during a social event, he tampered with funds in the denomination of 500 Naira. And now these 3 charges contravene Section 21, subsection 1 of the CBN Act. Now I'm also going to read the CBN Act. It says a person who tampers with a coin or note issued by the bank is guilty of an offense, and shall, on conviction, be liable to imprisonment for a term not less than 6 months, or to a fine not less than 50,000 naira.
Or even both.
Or even both, or even both. And that's why the counsel to the defendant today, Ojukwu SCN, well, it's important to know that Pascal Okechukwu came in with an SES
today,
well, as compared to...
I saw that video.
The popular cross-dresser.
The lawyer was saying that I'm not going to comment on the case in court.
Yes.
And then the celebrity said, well, my lawyer is his son. So he came ready. He has pled not guilty to all these cases, irrespective of all the videos that flooded, the internet. I think it's going to be an interesting case as we see how they work this out.
Yes.
A very interesting development. EFCC also says that it has quite a number of celebrities it's currently
on their trail.
Olamide Adeyemi, thank you so much for the update. We'll take a short break now, and